What's up, y'all? It's your girl Ashley, and I am back with another video. I need you to stay. Oh, I need you to stay. I need you to stay. I need you to stay. Oh, I need you to stay. Alright, y'all, so today's video is going to be a little bit different from the norm. Today's video is going to basically be about my OBGYN, my obstetrician gynecologist. He took care of me throughout my pregnancy, made sure that everything was fine with the baby and so forth. So I'm going to be doing a review on him today. His name is Dr. Sasha Lazarus. He is obviously a male doctor. When I initially was searching for a doctor, I did want a female, but I am glad that I went the route that I went because he was an awesome doctor overall. I decided to do this review because I've had a few people ask me about who delivered my baby and who also was my doctor throughout my pregnancy. So as you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I came from New York when I was about 25 weeks pregnant to Florida, and no one would see me. So that was one of my biggest problems coming down, being pregnant, coming back to Florida, coming back home with a 25-week stomach. I couldn't find a doctor to take care of me. So that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to do this video, because he took me when I was so far along. But before we get into that, let me go ahead and start with his stats. So he studied at Saba University School of Medicine. I think that's how you say it, Saba or Saba, I don't know. He graduated in 2005 and he's been in practice for 13 years. He's affiliated with Broward Health Medical Center. That's where I gave birth, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Also, he takes Medicaid. So for those who are eligible for Medicaid, if Medicaid is your health insurance, then you can definitely go ahead and see him. He accepts that. Yeah, so basically back to my experience with him. So when I came down from New York, I was 25 weeks pregnant. All of the doctor's offices that are in my area that were recommended to me to go to, just by friends and family members, they wouldn't accept me because I was so far in my pregnancy. So I would go to the hospital to get checkups on Prince. I just go into the ER and tell them I have a stomach ache, and then they'll do all type of tests and stuff to basically check on the baby to make sure he's okay. And that's what I was doing for the following weeks after I came down, until I went to one visit and there was a doctor on the floor. She was an Asian lady. I don't remember her name, but she did, I begged her to recommend me to an OBGYN that would take me, being that I'm so far. The reason why none of the companies wanted to take me is basically because it's a liability for their company. So for all my previous records with other doctors, if they overlooked something or made a mistake on any of my records, basically the doctor that I would be getting now would be responsible for that through childbirth and all of that. So if anything was incorrect on the paperwork that I had, they'd basically be taking responsibility for anything that was misencountered, basically. So that was my big issue with finding a doctor. So the Asian doctor that was on the floor that day, she actually told me, she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna find a doctor for you. Oh, someone just commented on my video. She said, don't worry, I'm gonna find a doctor for you. And I honestly thought she was bullshitting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought she was bullshitting because I thought she just wanted me to go home. I was being pretty critical that day. I was kind of upset because I couldn't find a doctor, and I had to keep going and seeing different doctors every time I went to the ER. So she understood my frustration and she basically recommended me to a doctor. It took about 2 weeks. I didn't hear anything from anyone, and then boom, a doctor's office called me and she's like, hi, is this Ashley? Can you come in? You're recommended to our office and we want to make an appointment with you. And I was like, yes. Let Let me not wake Prince up. But yeah, I was really excited because I finally had a doctor. So I met Lazarus, and him and my mom hit it off. My mom was like, I saw you on the news with the Zika virus thing, because Dr. Lazarus was on the news for the Zika virus. I guess he was like informing pregnant moms and giving information on basically what was going on with the whole Zika virus. He was educating everyone about it, and you know, I don't know if it could have been cured, whatever. He was on the news basically for the Zika virus, okay? So my mom recognized him from the news, and she was like, oh my gosh, I know you, da 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 da. So they hit it off, and he was very calm. He asked a lot of questions. He required a lot of paperwork from the previous doctor that I had in New York, so I had to go ahead and fish that up through the other hospital that I was at that time. But otherwise, from that, moving forward, after I was, you know, initially in his office and finally settled in and everything, he was awesome, you guys. The only thing I'd say is when you go to the office, you do have to wait, just like every other office. I usually had appointments around 12 or 2 o'clock, but if you go in early, if you get early appointments, try to book early appointments with him. I'd say like 9, 10 o'clock. That way you'd be out earlier. But I'd always go around lunchtime, and then I'll get out like 3 hours later or so. So it's not too bad. It's not like a 5-hour wait, but it's not like an hour you're in and out type thing either. So but otherwise, from that, he was awesome. He kept up with me. He remembered my name. He acknowledged my any type of issues I had, and he'd remember when I come back. I'm not sure if he looked at my paperwork before he come in the room, and that's how he remembered, but nevertheless, he keeps up with you and what's going on with your baby and what's going on with your body, and he makes you very comfortable. That was my number one issue with having a male doctor, because when I was in New York, I had a female doctor, but he was awesome. He made me feel comfortable. If I had any issues, I was able to go to him about it, and so forth. So as far as doctors that push for you to have C-sections, he's not that type of doctor. He asked me when I was about probably 35 weeks pregnant, he asked me randomly at my appointment, he's like, do you want to have your baby natural or C-section? And I'm like, I didn't know you guys asked that. I thought it's you know, generally you'd want to have a natural, but then if C-section comes up, then you can have a C-section. But I guess nowadays you can choose whether you'd want to have a C-section or a natural birth. But of course I said natural. As you guys know, I had Prince natural. And he was like, okay. He wrote it down, and we basically went through my birth plan from there, and yeah, that's how that went. And then as far as my actual delivery, labor and delivery, he actually came in, I think, about a half an hour early, because he heard that I was there for his shift. So he came in a little bit earlier than his shift was supposed to start, from my understanding. While delivering, I wouldn't say he's sarcastic, but he's so used to mothers going through that pain and mothers going through that struggle and screaming and yelling and all of that. He's just like very nonchalant, I guess would be the word for him. His personality at the moment, he's just like,
all right, pass me the scissors, pass me my gloves. Yep, go ahead, nurse, stand right here. Yeah, I want you to hold that foot, you hold that foot, put it up. Let me see what I'm doing here. All right, baby's head coming out. All right, I need you to push. 1, 2, 3. Good job. 1, 2. All right, calm down on the screaming. All right, let's go. 1,
2. He's just like that. Like, he just knows what to do, when to do it. Bitch, you better follow what the fuck I'm saying, and let's go. Let's get this baby out. That's how his attitude is, and that's what I really appreciated. Even when I was like, get this baby out of me, he was like, all right, there's other people in the room next door. I'm gonna have to, you gotta calm it down a little bit. Less screaming, more pushing, and we're gonna get through this. I was a little too loud. So yeah, He was awesome, guys. And after the delivery, I actually tore really badly. It wasn't top to bottom, but it was almost top to bottom. And he did a really good job sewing me up, numbing me, and so forth. I did feel like I felt it a little bit towards the top, but it was bearable and I got through it. And he did a really good job. After the 6 weeks, I was definitely fully healed and good to go. Yeah, and I think that's about it, guys. So that was my review on my OBGYN, Dr. Sasha Lazarus. I think I'm probably the first one to do an actual video review. I see a lot of reviews, written reviews online with him, but I think I'm the first to do a video review. So I might be starting a new trend, a new thing. Hopefully it goes well. I just wanted to give like a little one-on-one, make you guys really understand how good of a OBGYN he is and he was to me. I haven't seen him since my 6-week checkup, and Prince is now 4 months, so it's been a while, and I think I'm supposed to see him soon. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely go ahead and give the office a call. But anywho, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe down below. You guys, I'm dropping videos every single day for you guys. If you have any requests for tomorrow's video, definitely leave it down below. And yeah, I'm out. Peace. I need you to stay.